Hi everyone, good morning. It's Margaret Manning here. Welcome to 60 and Me. Hope you're doing great this morning. I am up early having my cup of tea and looking forward to chatting with you about a topic that I hope will be of interest to you. Thanks a lot for being here. Thank you so much for your support. As always, I'm just so, just excited about getting together with you, knowing that you're all around the world and that we're creating some kind of a family here, a community that is just here to stand by each other during this really amazing time of our lives. So thanks for being here. I do appreciate it. Now my tea. Okay, today I took a leap into the darkness and I actually am having licorice and cinnamon. Now licorice and cinnamon don't sound like a very interesting combination, but trust me, it's really cool. I tasted more cinnamon than I did the licorice, but for me, any tea combination that's unusual is good sometimes. Just wakes up your taste buds. So let's have another taste. It's really, really nice. Yeah, I can taste the licorice now that I think about it. Anyway, hope you've got a cup of tea or coffee or something that you really love. Let's sit back and enjoy the morning and share some thoughts together. Now, I would like, before I start, to thank our sponsor, Puritan's Pride. Love to talk here about staying well and healthy in your 60s. And if you check out the Puritan's Pride website, you'll see how the connection works between balanced nutrition and healthy aging. So thank you very much for the support, Puritan's Pride. Now, what are we going to chat about today? We're going to chat about something that maybe you haven't even thought about recently, and you do it kind of unconsciously, but it's a topic about traditions and about things we do as either habitually or we do them in a way that are planned. And, I just think there's some value there to be shared. Now, Linda Barnby is the person who wrote this article, and I really loved the approach she took. And it reminded me when I was reading it about when I lived in Texas. And when I lived in Texas, this is many years ago, everybody always put lawn art out on their lawn, for every event, whether it was Easter or Valentine's Day or Christmas. Out came the lawn art, and it was like they had to somehow make a statement about this is the time of the year, this has a value, it has a meaning. And I never really thought about it until I started reading this article by Linda. So anyway, the point here is that there are traditions that we celebrate with friends and family that sometimes, as I said, we do it unconsciously, but sometimes it's very conscious. So she, for example, has a couple of friends who have birthdays on the same day. And so every year they get together and do something. And there's no gift. I mean, they just do, they had dinner on a paddle boat, or they just go somewhere unique together. Excuse me. And that's enough. They don't have to buy gifts or cards. It's just being together. And in that way, it kind of solidifies the friendship. It gives a point in time where they recognize the value of their friendship and of one another. It's really cool. And it says, I cherish your friendship. That's what it says. And so maybe you do something like that with a member of your family, or perhaps you have a girlfriend or a guy that you get together on a regular basis or an annual basis even to celebrate something, your friendship, your birthday, whatever. So I think that's kind of cool. It reinforces the bonds of friendship. Now, we have traditions that, become more important as we get older. And it's funny, whenever we ask women in our community, how do you want to spend, whatever, your birthday or some anniversary, and what gift would you like? They always say, the gift of time with my family. Just have them come over, have dinner, breakfast, lunch, whatever. That's the gift. And that is, I think those traditions, those family celebrations do become more important as we get older. The family's grown up. They're perhaps living all around the world. You may be living close, but just not that involved in the day-to-day life. So getting together is really, really important. And it's not just family, it's your friends as well who are like your family, your chosen family. And we crave opportunities for connection. I think we do. I think it becomes almost a physical need to do something together and to celebrate a relationship that we have. So we establish these means to stay connected because it's not just nice, but it's actually a physical requirement. And some people need more hugs than others. It gives a sense of belonging. And Linda does a really good job of talking about this and how she describes how it gives predictability in our lives. And I think when we've got so much going on, day to day, so many chores and activities and requirements, obligations, having that moment where there's some predictability that we're going to stop, we're going to celebrate, we're going to be together. And I guess Thanksgiving in the States is a very good example of that. There's some holidays here in Switzerland, like Swiss Day in August. It's just the day when the whole country is going to come together and create this sense of belonging as a family. It's really kind of cool. And I think the bottom line is it makes you feel kind of included and worthwhile. And that is such an easy thing to slip away from us as we get older, that sense that we matter. So I think that having events that are celebrated as a tradition give you that sense of belonging, and also gives you a sense of identity. And I think that we're still pretty tribal in the way we communicate and relate to one another. And I think that that's something, maybe we lose that in urban living environments, but we're part of a tribe. Family is the small part, but then there's a bigger part. It's a cultural connection, and it's it's just that kind of connection that you can't get in any other way. So that's another thing, is a source of identity. It does actually give a strong bond between people. And I think that's why mothers in particular, when they've got children, are always doing things together, to celebrate the milestones, because it just kind of creates that bond, and you've got someone that's in the same, not the same time as you, the same place, we're dealing with the same issues and values and reality. So I think that's kind of important. Another thing that Jane points out, which I think is very interesting, is about how traditions give a family and friend, give a sense of security. And I think that gets back to the point that we're so rushed in our lives these days. I mean, the news these days is so overwhelmingly conflicted, not just in one country, but the whole world. And I think that gives you a level of tension that you can only live with that for so long before you need to stop and say, okay, it's Friday night, let's have fish and chips, and we're going to have a beer. And it's kind of like that, just, we're going to do something to celebrate the normalcy, is that the right word, or normalcy of our lives. That all this that's going on around us is not, going to be knocking us down. And that kind of becomes an authentic celebration that is a recognition of a center point, a point of reference that is calm and balanced and safe. So comfort and security, I think, are another outcome of this whole idea of, just having traditions, having things we celebrate. And ultimately, as Linda says, it's all about happiness. How do you define happiness? Well, if you define it as someone to love, something to do, and something to look forward to, she mentions this in the article, then this traditions and celebrations, things that we acknowledge regularly, will fill that gap. So I think that our family traditions and our social traditions are, like I was describing, a countrywide celebration or a seasonal or a religious celebration, just give us that sense of happiness and peace in the world, our world, and then hopefully peace outside of us as well. But I hope that you found this useful and got some sense of, well, maybe identified the things in your life that do give you meaning, the traditions that your family or friends or country or group celebrate, and then maybe just pay more attention to it this year. I mean, even if you don't celebrate the holiday that's being acknowledged, just make a note as to why it's important to someone that you know or to people you don't know. It's just kind of bringing us all together. Anyway, Linda, thank you for this article. I found it very, very useful, and I wish there was more traditions in our world that we all could share. I mean, I suppose there are the holidays, the big holidays, but even they are fragmented by different perspectives. So let's see if we can just create our own in our 60andMe community, a tradition of getting together in a morning like we do for 10 minutes, just having a chat and connecting with one another, holding hands virtually. Anyway, hope that this has been a good discussion for you, giving you some thoughts and ideas. And I guess my question is, what are some group activities that you love? Leave your comments in the section below. Let's have a chat. And I look forward to reading your comments and joining in the conversation too. What are some of the group activities that you love to do? Be great to talk to you. So have a really wonderful day, everybody. Maybe you're celebrating tradition today, so tell us about it. And have a great day. Do something good for yourself today. And I'll be back to see you really soon. Bye-bye for now.